Y'all remember last week when Caleb's cold open was garbage?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Caleb was just a complete moron, started a cold open without even a good joke. Like, it's not that hard to do.
Yeah, watch. We're going to do one better.
Yeah, okay, idiot. We're going to do a good Sharkboy Lavagirl cold open, okay, dummy?
Sharkboy and Lavagirl, more like Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. Got him.
She sharking on my lava till I max.
Dream, 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 dream.
Welcome to Junk House.
It's a psychobilly freakout!
Welcome back to Junk House. I'm just gonna say it right now. Taylor Lautner did not reprise his role as Sharkboy in the 2020 movie We Can Be Heroes.
Coward.
Is there no integrity anymore?
I don't know what Robert was thinking. I mean, they
Robert.
did get Taylor Dooley, who played Lavagirl, to play Lavagirl again. I don't know why didn't they get the other Taylor?
Well, I think Taylor Dooley probably was a lot less expensive than Taylor Lautner.
What? No way. After Twilight? No way.
No way.
Yeah, Taylor Dooley, who was in other awesome things such as Monster Night.
She was in House for an episode.
She was in Abduction, apparently, the Taylor Lautner movie.
She's going to be in an upcoming untitled We Can Be Heroes sequel that's currently in development.
So now we gotta watch We Can Be Heroes.
I hope you enjoy it. I really do.
I
hope
really,
you love
I
that
really
movie.
hope you like that movie.
Damn, won't watch one movie for me.
I would. Okay,
We just watched 6.
But that wasn't for me. That was for Robert.
I do everything for you.
Oh, okay. Fair.
So I just want to get it. Well, we watched Sharkboy, The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl, directed by Robert Rodriguez. And also written by Robert Rodriguez and Marcel Rodriguez, based off
and edited by Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, Robert really did the thing here.
Based on the stories and dreams of Racer Rodriguez, who is Robert's son.
Also, the main character Max is named after him as well.
Yeah. Racer Max Rodriguez.
So, my first thought, honestly.
Yeah.
For as imperfect as this movie is, one, I adored it as a kid. As a child watching this movie, I had not a complaint in the world. This movie is perfect for children with a lot of whimsy in their hearts, which is most children. And secondly, I really can't clown too hard on a movie that was made based off of the director's son's dreams and was explicitly dedicated to his son. You know, like, I'm not going to clown on an act of fatherly love so powerful it made how many dollars in the box office?
A lot.
It made a decent amount in box office. It had a budget of around $50 million, and the gross worldwide equivalent was only $72 million. So,
nothing my father ever did for me accumulated $22 million.
Yeah, same.
So I do think I will clown on this movie. However, I want to put it out there that is the sweetest thing ever. If I were Robert Rodriguez's son, I would know my entire life how loved I was.
Yeah, exactly. And he's in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Him and his brother both play the two different ages of Sharkboy before he becomes Taylor.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah.
So they were little too.
They were babies.
They were little boys.
They're little shark boys and lava girls.
Oh.
When I was a child, loved this movie to the point where I made my father take me to the movie theater multiple times to see it.
Yes.
Hell yes.
I remember at least 3 times seeing it in theaters and getting the 3D glasses, but
You needed them.
you did. But this was also the first movie where you didn't keep the glasses, you returned them in the bin. You know, this was the
Yeah.
first
You
movie I
should've
remember
stole 'em.
that being the case. I did later in life. I stole the hell out of those glasses, but
Did they have? I thought I remembered them having some places the actual Sharkboy and Lavagirl
They did.
special
Yes.
glasses. Yeah.
yeah, not
There's a
in my
promotion.
town, but you could. But yeah, as a promotion, they
Not
did
in
have
my town.
where you could buy them. Similar to the AMC Dune 2 popcorn bucket, where you just pay a little
Yeah.
extra on top.
These are a lot harder to commit sexual acts with, though.
Yeah.
You can
Some
just
would
wear
say
them
pretty
whilst committing a
impossible.
sex act. Some would say. I wouldn't. I do think too. It's funny to think about. Back in my house as a kid, we had a little wicker basket full of crappy 3D glasses that we had taken from movie theaters.
Nice.
So that if we watched a 3D movie at home in the height of the 3D gimmick, if we watched one at home, we could put on the glasses and watch a 3D movie in 3D.
Yeah.
And
when did Spy Kids 3D come out?
I guess
I want to say
2004. Yeah, 2004. This guy.
Okay, so they pumped this out because this is 2005.
Yeah.
And like,
and here is what I'll say. It shows that this was produced very fast. And B, did I love this as a child? Hell yeah. Did I love this as an adult? Not so much. This is the first movie for Junkhouse in general where it was so bad. It was boring enough for me, and I mean boring as in like my brain did not want to like participate in the movie. I fell asleep and had to rewind the movie till where it was the last point I remembered.
You were mad dozing.
I was mad.
What part
dozing.
do you remember?
It was actually fairly early on towards the beginning. It was kind of
like it's boring in the
that.
beginning.
Yeah, before Planet Drool, you probably fell asleep, I assume, right?
They were in Planet Drool. They had gotten they had saved the kids
Land
from
of
the
Milk and
roller
Cookies.
coaster. It was the Land of Milk and Cookies. I couldn't remember.
You're supposed
the
to
name
be
of it.
sleepy. That's relaxing.
And then I woke up and I was like, "Huh, that ain't it." And then I rewound it and did it again.
For context as well, Caleb, after each Spy Kids movie that he watched, Caleb sent a message in our group chat saying, "Spy Kids kicks ass." After each one, the only thing I heard from Caleb regarding this film was, "I had to rent Sharkboy and Lavagirl through Apple TV, so I think you should be able to watch it through there."
Wanted to save you some money. That's all I wanted to do.
I know, it's just there was no kicks ass for this one.
Okay. I think being based on the dreams and stories of a child, this is cool. That is a really cool idea. Could have been direct to video. Like that is the quality of this movie is direct to video.
But the 3D
could have been
$22 million.
Could have been direct to video.
$22 million.
Could have been direct to video, and you, like, because let's face it, when you're a kid, right? Imagine yourself as a kid, and you hear, "Oh, there's this movie that you can buy that it comes with 2 pairs of 3D glasses, like the red and blue 3D glasses, because that's also easier and cheaper to do. So the budget would have been smaller. And it's made by the people who made Spy Kids. I would have bought the hell out of that. I would have been like, "Dad, let's buy this movie."
Yeah, but a year after Spy Kids 3D Game Over came out, like there's no shot of Robert Rodriguez kids movie as direct to video.
Yeah, for sure.
True. But I'm just saying that is the quality. This has the same quality as a direct to video, like almost direct to video sequel.
I'm gonna fight back a little bit on that because I really like the costumes, and I think the costuming and like the design of the stuff is really good. Personally, like I'm the one that I would probably still say this movie kicks ass, but in the Room kind of way. But it's a good like Sharkboy and Lavagirl's costumes are sick as fuck.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. That like the look and the feel of the movie kicks ass. Like it visually,
but the writing,
is very cool. The writing, the plot, which is tenuous at best. Everything else about this movie sucks. Like
it eats ass.
It is also worth pointing out because, like I said, this came out a year after Spy Kids 3. Spy Kids 3 was made with a budget of $38 million and took home in the box office $197 million. So $159 million profit off of that movie. Like Rodriguez, as far as making whimsical children's movies, could not be beaten.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah, cranking out the next one the next year seemed like a safe bet. I do think if they had taken 2 years, it might have been a lot better.
So the question is, did he have kids in between like his more serious movies and then Spy Kids? That must have been why he started Spy Kids, right?
It's gotta be because he named Junie after his Junie's nicknames and middle names and stuff are all from his kids.
Yeah,
he probably was like starting to have kids around From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah,
like that must have been the era of like we're trying to have kids, and then has kids probably like 97 as the earliest. I have no research to back up this claim. And then like 98, 99, or maybe 96, 98, 99, or 97, 99. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. At least I've thought I heard that Racer was still a. Yeah, okay. Racer's still an actor, or like still in the business. It looks like he was born 97. So you were exactly correct. So that was that transition into the Spy Kids era. Because the first one came out 2000, right?
Yep, first one was
2001.
2001, okay.
Early 2000. Yeah, no, and like I don't think this movie is like the worst movie I've ever seen or anything. It's just not. It is.
Mr. Electric, get him expelled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Linus, dude, you gotta get him expelled.
Linus as a character sucks. And like,
I love when I love the redemption though. Apparently this episode is going to be me saying something I love and everybody being quiet.
I need to put out officially where I stand in all of this.
Yeah.
For the people, for the episode. I like this movie still. I loved it as a kid, and as an adult, I find it completely whatever. Like, I do not dislike this movie in any regard. When I watched it, I had a good time reminiscing with myself about the things I loved as a kid. You know, I would show this movie to my children when I have them any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like children's stuff that I cannot stand to watch. I could show my kids this movie and let that, like, if they fell in love with it and were like, can we please watch Sharkboy and Lavagirl again? I'd say, yeah, sure. You know, like I would not be upset with it. So I do enjoy it and I do want to defend whilst clowning on occasion. So I keep quiet more because I'm enjoying the like stronger dynamic of you two. Like you're like, I love this, and Caleb's like, I hate this, and me being like, it's all right. Like I don't know how much I'm adding there.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's kind of where I'm at also. though, is that like if I had kids and they were like, I wanna watch this. I wanna like watch Sharkboy and Lavagirl. Whatever. I'd be like, okay, fine. But I would also do that while I was doing busy work, so I would not feel obligated to watch the movie.
Fair.
Like this is
That's
a
why
lot.
Jesus made phones.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you do need to watch it in the better 3D and not the cyan and red or whatever the colors are.
Yeah.
Because
Can you watch cyan 3D in new 3D? Can you watch that with new 3D glasses?
I don't think
I think you were a little confused because
Yeah, probably.
the way the new thing is done and the way I've been watching, the way I watched Spy Kids 3D and this one was in VR chat. So what this version of 3D does is your normal VR goggles have two screens. So they separate and set them off just slightly enough that it creates the effect that it's 3D and it has
Like
depth.
a 3DS.
Exactly. So like
I'm not
you're
watching
Okay, fuck me then.
No, it works really well.
No, but that makes sense. That's so
way
they can
better
do that to
than
any
3DS.
movie then. They can do it to
Yes.
any movie.
Yeah.
But no, 3DS hurt, man. I remember like, oh, I'm going to do it. And then I turn it on for like 30 seconds and get that headache because I wasn't in the perfect field of focus range.
Yeah, it's way better than that. You don't get headaches and it's not, at least if you set it up right, you're not going to get any headaches or anything.
You better do this right or else you're going to have
Or
a
you're
migraine.
fucked.
You want to watch Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D? Not without a migraine.
You're going to be in pain in more ways than one, bitch.
Did you like migraines as a kid? Ugh.
Did y'all notice how bad a lot of the tracking was?
Like the audio stuff or?
No. So tracking for
I'm
like
sorry,
editing stuff
I'm
is
just
like
not
when
smart.
you're fine. Tracking for editing stuff is like, so Spy Kids 3, right? Everything was shot on a green screen. Same for this, basically. Tracking is like, okay, I'm putting a tracking mark in its most basic sense. I'm putting a tracking mark on Sharkboy's head so that the tracking can go through where the entire fake environment is still accurate to Sharkboy. So like in this movie, there was a lot of moments where their feet was sliding because the tracking wasn't that good or like wasn't set up right.
Okay. Yeah. It was terrible.
It was bad.
The worst example of it, honestly, is when Max does the ever so hilarious as a 7-year-old brain fart. And minus his head.
Fart.
Linus's head expands super huge and he tips over and falls. And it's just footage of the actor going, oh, and looking side to side while like his body is like a little thing floating in the air above his head. Like, I swear you can kind of see the white outline around it. Like I clipped it in Microsoft Paint, you know? Like,
Yeah.
This movie needed another year. It needed a few more passes on the script. And because here is my actual main gripe about the movie.
Okay.
Why is there a weird, not at all fleshed out, gets a total of 2 minutes of screen time, whole subplot about Max's parents getting a divorce that then is resolved by a tornado that makes no sense because the mom fully gets sucked off her feet and the dad goes from holding a barely planted tree to standing there looking at the tornado, which has not moved away at all. And like I love, okay, so the actor and actress that played the mom and dad is Kristen Davis, who I think is a very good character actor.
Incredible.
And David Arquette, who is David Arquette.
my boy Dewey.
What the actual fuck were they thinking? This movie just was like, okay, we're gonna do 2 minutes about how you're maybe getting a divorce, and then it's gonna be resolved by a tornado. And Kristen Davis, we know that going into a tornado is really scary, but Lava Girl's going to be holding your hand when you come out of it. So you're gonna be smiling like nothing wrong has ever happened to you. Okay?
Also, they were so inconsistent about when you can touch Lava Girl and when you can't.
Yes.
Yes.
It was like, oh no, she's gonna burn you, but then, oh no, she can save you from a tornado and you won't have your entire arm burnt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's also my favorite thing too, is the idea that Max's parents are like, because here's genuinely walking through their relationship and what we are informed about it.
Yeah.
We know they argue frequently.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Max's dad is an aspiring writer who has not made money off of it, and his wife is not supportive of his dream to be a writer.
Yeah.
For the one partially valid aspect that he is not bringing income into their family. But two, she goes about it in such a dickish way. It's basically saying, hey, grow up, you man-child. So, like, they have a fundamental disconnect in their relationship, which Max's mom openly talks about to Max.
Yeah.
Like, openly discusses their bad marriage to her 4th grade son.
Yeah.
And then all of this is resolved.
4th grade.
All of this is resolved. They are arguing through the tornado until he grabs her hand. She's gonna get sucked away by this tornado, and he grabs her hand and he's like, don't let go. She's like, I thought you wanted me to go. And he goes, no, I don't. You're my best friend. And then their marriage is fixed.
And
as if
dies.
all of those problems were simply because she didn't realize she was his best friend.
Oh, wait, we're best friends?
Can I just say, imagine being a child in 2005 when this movie comes out.
Yeah.
And your parents are in the midst of a messy divorce. And you watch this movie and you watch that resolution and you get the idea that you could parent trap your parents simply with like a good board game or something where they realize they're best friends.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the feeling I had while watching the movie last night. Is I was like, I could have saved myself from a messy divorce by just shoving my parents outside during a natural weather phenomenon.
Yeah, any old rain will do too.
Well, technically, it wasn't natural because there was like more than one tornado, and it was because the darkness is consuming all of reality.
It was Mr. Electric.
It was
Mr. Electric spinning around real fast.
And I'm not okay. I'm gonna say it.
Like
And this is
Wonder
probably
Woman.
my boldest take.
Yeah.
I don't like George Lopez and have never liked him. So the fact that this movie has him in 4 different roles throughout the movie, I was like, good God. Get this man off my screen. I do not like him.
You know why, at least in my theory, they did that, right?
No, why?
What is something about all of the Spy Kids movies and actually From Dusk Till Dawn that is different to this movie?
There's no Trejo.
Yeah, not even just Trejo, not even just Cheech. There's a lot of actors that Robert Rodriguez always has in his movies that are nowhere to be seen in this movie.
Which connects with my theory about Spy Kids 3D, right?
It really does.
Let's look into realistically when Mr. Electricidad / Mr. Electric show up in the movie. There are scenes in the classroom that could have all been shot on the same day, and then there is zoomed up on the face recording for Mr. Electric. Everything they have for George Lopez in this movie could have been filmed in a day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah.
So like this continues into my theory that a lot of what he was doing in Spy Kids 3 and in this movie were constrained by bigger named actors that he was trying to work with not being available. And especially if he had just got them all to go into Spy Kids 3, they might not have had the time or energy to fit into this one.
Yeah, I was wondering if they filmed them both at the same time.
Honestly, that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like
because they also don't have much overlap.
I was about to say, it felt like, hey, Robert Rodriguez rented out this green screen studio for 2 months and used 1 month to film Spy Kids 3 Game Over and used the other month to film The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Yeah. Yeah, like that could easily be the case. Like from my short research, yeah, he's Tobor. Spy Kids 3 was filmed in 2003, and Sharkboy was 2004. But they don't say exactly when, so there could have very easily been overlap between this. I think that saying that specifically of like a green screen studio, that makes a lot of sense to me. Like 2 or 3 months. Just like, okay.
Well, and like,
here we go.
Here's the other. Okay, here is something just fun. If I go to Spy Kids 3 Game Over on IMDb and I scroll down to More Like This, I get other kids movies. I get cool like Jumper is on there, which is not a kids movie, but it's like a cool science fiction movie. Like I get
we
stuff
love
like
Hayden.
that. We love it. We love Hayden. You get movies like that are like, you know what? Are these great movies? No, but they're cool. If I go to More Like This for Sharkboy and Lavagirl, I get Spy Kids, all 3 of the originals. The 4th is Mackin' Me. That shows the quality of this movie when IMDb says, oh, if you like this, you're going to like some other B-film schlock that people make fun of to this day.
Yeah.
So let me say on the George Lopez front, because I just got this. One, he spent a total of 2 weeks working on this film.
Makes sense.
Which plays into our theory here. But beyond that, like, I think it apparently Rodriguez just kept asking Lopez to play more characters. Like Rodriguez himself said that he just kept asking him to play more characters.
Robert, you can hire other actors.
Yeah,
okay.
that's okay.
Dude, I've got George Lopez in the studio for 2 weeks. I'm making him play 20 people.
You know what? It makes sense if it's Mr. Electricidad and Mr. Electric. Those two, perfect sense.
That's fine. That's okay.
Why did he have to play 2 other characters?
So here's what I got for you though. Like, Tobor is a robot who is forgotten about. He is himself a forgotten dream, right?
Yeah.
He is an unrealized, forgotten dream. What is Mr. Electricidad? Hate? Dreaming. What is he likely forgotten about? His dreams.
Oh.
And then the Ice Guardian guards the Ice Queen, who is his daughter. Right? There's a lot of deep poetry in the several roles George Lopez plays in Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
The Tobor is hilarious too, because when you first see him,
free.
He's in the yes, but also when you first see him in the real world, he's like Max is talking to his dad because his dad's like, "Look, I found Tobor, the robot you're gonna build," and Max goes, "Yeah, you said he would never work." And the dad's like, "I did? Man, I'm sorry." It's just like, oh, fuck.
Dude, that's my bad, dog.
That's my bad, man. Sorry.
We haven't even talked about the most important part of this movie. The title card. This movie starts out with a quote from one of its own characters.
Yes. I was like, oh, that's deep. Is this Gandhi? Is this MLK? It's Lavagirl.
The quote is, "Everything that is or was began with a dream." And it's just a black screen.
Mm-hmm. With like Comic Sans or some junk. You might as well have a quote at the beginning of your movie that is just like, "Everything that is or was began with a dream. Robert Rodriguez." Yeah. Like, you might as well just make it like, oh yeah, the director said that on set one day.
Yeah. I wish they used the actual hardest line in the movie that Mr. Electric says, which is, "For every person who dreams up the electric light bulb, there's one who dreams up the atom bomb."
It is important to say, I think, that this movie forms the perfect triple feature that you can watch in one evening. You watch Sharkboy and Lavagirl, you watch The Prestige, and you watch Oppenheimer. It's because this movie has the line, like, for everyone who dreams up a light bulb, there's someone who dreams up the atom bomb. And it's got themes about dreams and the nature of not giving up on your dreams. And then you watch The Prestige, which features heavily Nikola Tesla, played by David Bowie. And in that movie, there's electric light bulbs and a strong theme of your dream becoming all-consuming and harmful to your own self and life. And then Oppenheimer has the atom bomb in it and is also about this man's dream of being so smart and figuring out how nuclear stuff works. And then he's like, whoops, the thing that can only be used for a bomb blew up. You know, like, that's a perfect trilogy.
Can we do like a movie watch party of those three and just get like a bunch of people and just go, hey, we're just hanging out. We're going to get drunk or something and watch these
We're going to watch these three movies. I also think we should continue to do this stupid thing I just initiated of find random trilogies that don't exist.
Yeah, then
I will say Spy Kids 2, The Big Lebowski, Fargo.
Steve Buscemi.
Just Steve Buscemi.
Why did I really want you to say We Bought a Zoo? Spy Kids 2, We Bought a Zoo, Zootopia.
We Bought a Zoo, The Martian, Downsizing.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
It's all that one white guy that people like.
It's that Matt Damon boy, and he buys a zoo. Everyone hates him for it, so they send him to Mars and forget about him. Then when he comes back, he's like, "Man, I'm gonna cut down on all the junk in my life." And then he shaves his head and gets small, and the movie gets boring.
I still need to see that movie.
I legitimately started downsizing on a plane where you will finish any movie.
Uh-oh.
I started downsizing on a plane, got to the part where he was small, and then he goes to some dumb party and just has boring conversations, and I turned off the movie. Like, it was just so boring.
But they're so small.
Right, you'd think they'd be interesting. Have him fight a rat or something. I don't know.
Here's my next trilogy, okay? Avengers Endgame. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Rogers,
yep.
Rogers.
This is fun.
Yeah, specifically
Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Okay.
We read reviews that are really bad, so guess the movie.
Hell yes.
Wow!
This one kind of
didn't
has
expect
a connection.
it.
This one kind of
It's
has
Sharkboy
a
and Lavagirl.
Okay. This is a 5-star review from George. There's this guy who's a shark boy and there's a hot girl. What movie is it? No, that's actually
The Big Lebowski.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Okay. Watch out, because one of these episodes, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to have 3 reviews and they're all just going to be the same. Hey, we got 3 different movies. They're all Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Good.
This is a 5-star review from Ben Spies. This is quotes, but I'm not going to say the character's name. I'm just going to.
Yeah.
So the part is, they really did what did you say? Is fantastic. Guys, I think I've got it. I've got our goofy superhero name. My name's Miles Teller, and I hate my agent for giving me this role.
Ding, ding, ding. Fan-4-stick.
Yeah. So this has
the
a
movie
connection.
that no one calls its actual title.
Yeah. So the connection for me is, and this is going to probably completely discredit me.
Yeah.
Fan-4-stick is a guilty pleasure watch. Sharkboy Lavagirl is kind of guilty.
I'm gonna be real with you. Never seen Fan-4-stick.
It's
you
bad.
Don't need to. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
And I'm going to level with you as a guy who had watched one of his first like Oscar bait movies, you know, because we all have that moment in our lives where we step out of I watch movies because fun and have part of us that's like, this movie seems high quality and I would like to experience it, you know? Where we kind of start doing it a little bit on occasion more for the art of it. And then we think and then the first like 3 movies we watch get stuck on our list of that movie's incredible forever, no matter how quality they are. For me, the most obvious one of that is The Social Network. I'll watch that any day of the week.
Good movie.
Good movie.
But another one was I had just watched Whiplash whenever Fant 4-stick trailers started showing up. And I was like, yo, Miles Teller's the best actor in the world. Him and Ezra Miller are going to take over. They're both so good.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah, I really, none of those panned out.
I'm trying to think what, yeah.
You weren't talking about it in that way, but Whiplash is good.
Whiplash is so good. But like Miles Teller kind of didn't capitalize on what he had cooking.
That's exactly what it was. What?
I think he's still got a shot. I think Miles has still got a shot.
I think
he's still very good. He's got a chance.
Incredible. Was he in Oppenheimer?
He was not in Oppenheimer.
Who
I would remember if he was in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some weirdo then. Let me look at the cast.
Because Whiplash was 2014, Fant 4-stick was 2015. He's in War Dogs, which I want to watch.
This might show, I don't know what this will show, but I think I might have been replacing in my mind Rami Malek with him. I don't know why, but
they got similar head shapes.
That might have been what it is. And Rami's really good too.
Oh, his best role though, Until Dawn. Which is it's a butterfly effect video game that Rami Malek does motion capture for.
Hold on.
You said Until Dawn, and I thought of fucking Twilight. Until Dawn is incredible. Game. So, Twilight Until Dawn.
Part 2.
It's been a minute, but I think Rami Malek's best role is Safine from No Time to Die, which is his Bond villain, who is truly terrifying.
So I agree. He is in Twilight.
What?
He's in Breaking Dawn.
He's in Breaking Dawn. He's the Egyptian vampire that can control the 4 elements, isn't he?
His name is Benjamin.
He can control the 4 elements, can't he? I knew it. Yeah, because all the vampires in Twilight have a dumb power that doesn't make any sense, that just goes along like you're a vampire and a power, and it's like, oh, I see the future. Oh, I can feel emotions. Oh, I can read minds. I got the 4 elements.
I'm the Avatar.
I'm the Avatar vampire.
I've never seen anything past the first Twilight movie. And I want to keep it that way. Oh my God. I've
seen the first two. Here's a picture of him with his fingies on fire. I've seen the first one, and no, it's not. What are you talking about? His hands are on fire in that one. Okay, there we go.
I think I found the picture.
I think I found it. I have seen. Wait, if fire is one of the things that kills them, theoretically, Rami Malek's vampire in Twilight is unstoppable if he can put out the fire within a core.
This picture?
I haven't though. That's a great picture. Have you seen this picture though?
For the listeners at home, Samantha accidentally sent the same picture of Rami Malek twice from Twilight. And so that exchange you just heard was them resending the same picture back and forth a couple times, forgetting we were in an auditory medium.
Yeah. Well, that's a little Easter egg for.
Yeah.
A little Easter egg. There's also this picture that I don't know if we have seen.
I swear.
I don't think I've seen it yet.
That's
right.
Rami Malek
kissing. No.
It's Laura Dern and Kermit the Frog kissing. That's all we need.
Why does that make her hotter for me?
No. Anyway, okay.
Anyway, so I've seen every Twilight movie.
I'm disgusted, honestly.
So
Why?
let me tell you a little bit. You've met my mother.
I've met your mother. I love your
My
mother.
mother thinks Twilight is legitimately romantic and thinks it is a beautiful love story. And so my mother has watched Twilight several times, and I have been pulled into several of those watches. And she tried to get me to read the book. I got 100 pages in and quit, which was a generous 100. But she loved them so much and got all the ladies at our church to be into it. And so when Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 was coming out in theaters, the movie theater in our hometown was doing a double feature where you could watch the first one at like 10 o'clock and the second one at midnight. And we took a whole church group to go see the double feature. So I watched a midnight premiere double feature of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Against my will.
You took it. Your family took a church
Group.
to the church group to a movie where a werewolf imprints on a baby and falls in love with the baby.
More than that, the werewolf was imprinted on an egg in the ovum of a woman who he had known for a week. Yes, indeed. All of that, yes. If my mother to this day, if we mock, my siblings and I will routinely mock Twilight in front of her because she gets actually upset about it because she thinks it's very romantic and doesn't get why we're mean to it.
Yeah. That's so sweet and pure.
That's what,
it's so not. That is not romantic at all.
Well, no, I'm saying your mom's thought of it is like.
Oh, my mom's thought of it is beautiful and wonderful.
Yeah, that's so sweet and pure of her, not the movies.
Yeah.
No.
Every time you talk about your mother's relationship with some piece of media, it's always the most wild take I've ever heard on that piece of media.
Yes, my mother is a fascinating creature.
Because, am I remembering correctly that she fell in love with Animal Crossing so much that y'all bought her own Switch just so she could play Animal Crossing every day?
Yes, and she still does go to that village years later. Sometimes I've come home before and heard my wife on the phone with my mom, and they're visiting each other's villages in Animal Crossing.
That's so good. I love that.
So we're trying to get her into Stardew Valley because I know she'd get lost in that game. She called me. So my mom recently moved with work to DC. So my mom and dad are in DC now, and they got their new apartment there. And she was talking to me on the phone like a week ago, and she was like, "Yeah, we were watching that new Halo TV show, and it got us really wishing we could play Halo again." And a week later, I texted her, and I didn't hear back for an hour and a half, which is abnormal for my mom. So I called her, and she was like, "Oh, sorry, we were playing Halo. We bought an Xbox so that we could buy Halo and play Halo."
I love your parents so much.
My mom also is the same woman who did not like my brother and I watching Community because she thought it was too crude, and then very adoringly showed me Dirty Dancing because it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
And she loves Zombieland and Zombieland 2, while also not approving of the language in Community.
One of my favorite memories I have of being at your house back in the day was I fell asleep and a cat curled up on my chest, and then I woke up with my face puffy and I couldn't breathe, and I didn't know I was allergic to cats, to be honest. So this was how I found out.
That cat still loves you to this day.
Still, yeah, it's great. But I then walked upstairs in his house, and Cordell's mom was in the kitchen, and I just heard this, and this is, no, 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 Benadryl now, and that's all. Just,
That was the same trip where I walked into the bathroom to hand you a towel, and you were in the see-through shower, and we were just holding intense eye contact the whole time.
did not look away from each other, and then as soon as Cordell walked outside of the room, he shut the door and said, "I didn't look at your penis," and we were like, "Yeah," and we just had like a little like celebratory.
Which is funny because the next roommate I had in college, sophomore year, first day I was like, "So you want to see each other's junk? Just get it out of the way now." Because here's my philosophy on it, right? You're living with someone. You don't want to see them naked, but it is an occupational hazard of sharing a room with a human being, right? So I was like, we can spend our whole semester here looking into the corner and awkwardly changing or waiting until the other guy's out of the room, or we can just take our clothes off right now and normalize it. You know?
Yeah, like it totally makes sense because that like we spent probably too much time as our time at roommates focusing on not seeing each other's stuff.
Way too much. Like we could have just seen it once and then not cared ever again.
Right.
Or had a steamy romance that changed the course of our lives forever. We'll never know.
You know, we'll never know, and there's no way to know.
We could never know even if we went and did the same thing right now.
Right? Yeah, because our circumstances have changed.
They're different. They're different.
Like
we're both married.
Different. We're both married.
Right. We're both married. We could definitely not go show each other our penis and balls and fall.
Not only are we both married, we're both married to very strong, powerful, amazing women.
Exactly. There is just no way on earth you and I could have a torrid romance.
Never.
I missed all of that because my car is fixed. Woo!
Yay!
And it's cheaper than I was expecting it to be by like $10.
Hey.
Woo! Bam, 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 bam.
That's, you know what that $10 is? That's road snack money.
That's road snacks. So I also completely missed what you were talking. You were talking about your beautiful wives and amazing.
So we were telling that we were riffing off of that shower story wherein we didn't look at each other's penis and balls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about what could have happened if we had, and the torrid romance that could never ever happen today because we're both married to strong, powerful women, and neither of us wants that for our lives. You know,
strong, power, beautiful women.
Strong, powerful, beautiful women.
Strong, powerful, beautiful, hot, amazing, beautiful.
Yes.
Anyway, I just hey, Samantha, do you have much experience with Stardew Valley? Because I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about it.
So, I am not a big farm game person. I really got into Animal Crossing just because it's I guess you would call that more of a design game.
I thought that like more like a life sim, you know?
Yeah. Fair. With Stardew Valley, though, my younger brother was like telling me all about these updates and was like, "Hey, you should get it so we could play it." And I was like, beep, 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 beep. Looked on Steam and it was like $11. So I own it. I haven't played it yet, but like I'm down to try it with people and get into it.
I genuinely think you would like the game. It is wild, because you think it's just a simple farming simulator. And it is way more than just that. And I love it. If you want to do Stardew Valley multiplayer, Samantha,
I'm very down.
That. We can do that. We can have a little farm together.
I do have it on Steam, though. Do you have it on Steam?
I know Olivia has it on Steam.
Okay. But I would assume you mostly play it on Switch because I assume that's the gamer way to play it.
I mostly play it on Switch. The gamer way to play it is on Steam. I'm not gonna lie.
Because of the mods
on Switch. Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot mods are a thing.
Fun fact: my wife has a mod that has been downloaded so many times that like Nexus Mods has given her like a free premium account through their thing.
That is
because
so gamer.
she just wrote a mod because she married a character in the game and was so disappointed in their dialogue post-marriage that she wrote a whole mod to change the dialogue.
I guess my brain was not working because I did not hear you say that she made the mod.
She made the mod. Yeah,
that
she
is
made a mod
so sick
to change the dialogue for somebody. Because she did not like their dialogue after you're married. So she changed it.
What character was it?
Sam, maybe?
Me?
Let me double check. But yeah, she has a mod to change. I have to go to her. She tweeted about it recently, so I'm scrolling through
that. But that is so. I mean, I knew she was a gamer, but I didn't know she was that much of a gamer.
Sam
She's
marriage dialogue expansion. Olivia is like a true gamer.
Like legit? Like what other games?
She's very big into Dead by Daylight. Plays that quite a bit. Overwatch. She
I
knew
into
Overwatch in and out. She loves Assassin's Creed Valhalla. When we started dating, she was beating that and like plus all the DLC. She is the one that got me into Mass Effect. She got me into like the Elder Scrolls series.
Why does she never talk about all this?
I honestly, she's the if you're like, hey, there's this video game, she's a good person to talk to. If you're like, hey, here's a video game that was like, it's like a popular game, but I don't know if to get into it. She's probably a good person to talk to about it. But yeah, she is.
It's just wild. Like I've never heard her talk about it.
Yeah, and even like Smash Bros. She had never played Smash Bros. When we started dating. So I started to get her into Smash Bros. Because I've played for a while, and I'm not good at it, but I'm not bad. She routinely beats me now because she picked up on it fast and just learned how to play. And like that's just how she is. But yeah, Stardew Valley.
We'll have to play when I'm down there next week.
Yeah, we'll play Smash. Oh yeah.
You want to smash?
You want to smash? Real quick thing, I looked it up on Nexus Mod Managers, and her mod is so big that there's also a Brazilian Portuguese translation for her mod.
Yes. Yeah,
so crazy.
Which then I remember she forgot about the mod until a little bit ago when 1.6 dropped, which is the latest update, and somebody commented on it and said, "Does this translation work with the mod?" And she had to go in and check and be like, "Yeah, it works. It should work." Like,
incredible.
Yeah, she's great.
On the subject of video games, though.
You
remember how we had that whole to-do about me wondering what games I should play?
Yeah.
Round 2?
No, because honestly, I didn't follow through much. I've barely played any games lately.
Oh. That's fair.
You know what I have been playing a lot lately?
Huh.
I've been playing a whole dang lot of Sudoku.
Okay.
Just mastering the art of the Sudoku puzzle. I've been doing a campaign online, getting to the end of it. But I do think I have been wanting to play a video game again. You know, Sudoku isn't always my favorite thing to do. And so I think in the most thrilling turn of events, I think I'm going to do another playthrough of XCOM 2.
Fair and understandable.
I could play that game a bajillion times and never get bored.
Are you a Pokidoku-er, by the way, before we fully move on from Sudoku?
I have been, but for the past week, I've kind of left it. Like, it is fun, but I don't enjoy it anymore. I've been doing a bunch of times puzzles, though.
Fair. Yeah. There's also like 2 different websites to do Pokidoku. If you do .com is the good one, and .org is the one that is always broken and doesn't accept the Pokemon, even though they fit in the categories.
I do.com, but I've just it started to become more of a thing that I did because I felt like I had to. So I've let it go for now. I will revisit it should the urge arise. You know,
very fair.
I tried to do a Pokedoku and had to have Cordell talk me through it a lot. Because I don't know.
There's
Pokemon
a lot of
very
Pokemon.
well.
You were very brave, though.
Also, speaking of Pokemon, I just wanna. I dipped my toes back into Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Hell
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome
And
game.
it is an awesome game, but I realized why I dipped out of it so hard the first time, which is that it is the opposite of what I like about Pokemon games, which is I like to have a very tight team that I ride that are like my ride or die. I don't catch a lot of Pokemon. I just get my 6 and that's it. And then I ran through the final 4, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arceus, like, for me, I was okay with it because I got to really enjoy the mechanic of just sneaking up and throwing a Pokeball at something. Like, I just enjoyed that process a good bit, but I do agree it can be, the way they handled that game could get to be annoying from time to time. I still love it, though, and will do another playthrough eventually.
Pokemon and also Stardew Valley are the types of games, like any game, where there are so many ways to play it and enjoy it. You know, because even all 3 of us have different experiences with how we play Pokemon. We're like, you 2 tend to want to catch more Pokemon, it seems, and like catch them all.
I'm gonna catch them all.
I'm
gonna
gonna
catch 3 of
catch
them.
6 and go for it. That's it. You know?
I honestly, for Pokemon like gameplay, I tend to be more of the style of the first playthrough of a game. I just play it honest. I don't plan. I catch what I catch and I keep what I keep and I play the game.
Right.
The second playthrough of a game and every playthrough after, I plan a team and I try to not have any type overlaps. And I try to plan to catch specific natures and abilities and things.
And
so it's like, So I don't do IVs. I don't go that deep into it, but I plan to be specific for in-game. So like, I greatly enjoy playing the games. I really enjoy the whole process about it. But I plan it all out after the first run through.
To go back to Arceus real quick, and another of our, just to show the different gameplays, my favorite thing about Arceus was how they did the Pokédex. I really liked getting really involved, and like, you have to catch this many, you have to see the Pokemon use Razor Leaf, you have to blah 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 blah. I really like, that was my favorite thing, just completing that Pokédex.
Yeah, that's the part that's frustrating to me, is because it's like, oh, I have to do more than I would typically do, if that makes, you know?
'Cause you're a little
But I
piss
realize
baby.
how that's also very fun. But it also gets into, like, Stardew Valley, there are many ways to play because, like, Olivia and I play very differently, where, like, Olivia likes to explore every facet of it and, like, really go deep on stuff. I will do stuff, and if stuff happens, cool. You know?
That's probably
Like,
gonna be me in Stardew.
Yeah, like, there's a thing called the community center in Stardew, where you try to complete these bundles to help the community, which is cool. I've played through Stardew, like, I've had 3 or 4 different farms now. I only just now actually did the community center thing to see what it did, and I've had it for, like, 4 years now. So, but
On another note for
my
Pokemon,
sister-in-law has spreadsheets to follow over Stardew, so.
On another way to play Pokemon and just video games in general, because I just play for the plot, right? I catch cool Pokemon, I go through the game. The gimmicks they do, like camping or cooking and stuff, I really don't do very much. Even though it's got mechanical benefits, I don't do it. But anytime Emily has ever attempted to play a Pokemon game, she has almost exclusively done camping. Like, she adores that aspect of the game.
Yeah.
And so I'll like she'll be like played for 30 hours and it's mostly camping and making sandwiches with her Pokemon. And she'll be like at like the third gym. She's just having a good time. She's never completed a Pokemon game.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, literally the only time I use camps was for eggs or like picnics from the newest one was to get eggs from Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the next Pokemon Legends though, because I've said it multiple times. What? Pizza? Yeah.
Pizza. Pokemon Legends pizza.
I think I've said it on air before that Kalos and X and Y were like the things that really got me deeper into the Pokemon games and like breeding Pokemon for competitive values and all of that stuff. So finally going back there in hopefully kind of Arceus like style. That might be my favorite Pokemon game of all time. I don't freaking know.
This game has so much. If they nail what I have in my head or just nail the best version of this game, I will be so thrilled. This may also be my favorite ever.
Whip. I don't know why I did
that. Sorry, I just saw a sorry, it looks like there's a possible new Bond and I'm very excited about new Bond.
Is it me?
Aaron Taylor Johnson is actually being eyed to play the next James Bond.
Why are they getting a girl to play
James Bond's a boy?
The joke of mixing Anya Taylor with Aaron is like my favorite thing of all time.
That is the best joke I've ever done. The world has never been funnier than that joke.
Why is Aaron in Dune? Huh?
But yeah, that makes me so excited.
That's sick. I mean, rest in peace. I wish it was Idris. I mean, I think everybody in the world was like, we need an Idris Elba Bond, but
I just need him to read me bedtime stories.
Here is my hot take. I get why people that don't love Bond and take Bond seriously want Idris Elba. I don't think he has the chop. I don't think he is the right kind of action hero. No, it's just like I've never seen him in anything where I was like his action chops line up to what Bond needs to be. And it could be that I've just not seen him in the right thing.
I don't know if he's done a ton of like action movies, honestly.
And that's the thing is that like with Bond, you've got to be able to do some intense action. And like Idris is not young. Like he's not.
That's fair.
And because like let me look right now. He was born in 1972, so that makes it like he's in his 50s now.
Yeah, 51. He was born on my brother's birthday.
So was your brother.
What?
That was a good one.
Huh?
But
sickest like, burns around. Come to old Cordy for those.
He's in his 50s. I don't think like for me, part of the reason you want a Bond is that for the next 15 years or so, you have that as your Bond. I don't think you can get somebody who is 66 playing Bond.
Yeah, and like if I was going to be real,
forgot the sexual magnetism of Sean Connery, but that's fine.
That's true.
Anyway, but
if I was going
Bond villain,
yeah. Oh, yeah, and if I was really going to put Idris in anything, I would rather have him as a Jay Stewart in a Green Lantern.
Yeah,
he would fit as him way better than a Bond. Are they still making that Green Lantern? Whatever they were supposed to be doing,
I have no idea.
I think they were like going to be making like a series or like another movie or I think a series like the Green Lantern Corps. I don't know.
You want to see a Green Lantern corpse?
But one thing about James Bond is that it will always have some of the most iconic theme songs, but I think ours is even more iconic. So I want to say
Skyfall
to the one and only Reverend Horton Heat for their album "Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em," which has the song "Psychobilly Freak Out" on it.
If you liked this episode, tell us what you think of Sharkboy and Lavagirl. I think we came to a pretty good consensus of it's fun.
It's fine.
.com. But yeah, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a TikTok and a Twitter. If you want to follow us at Junkhouse Pod, tell us about what you're thinking about P. Diddy getting possibly arrested for sexual trafficking.
Not P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. FBI and some other peeps raided both of his homes.
Yikes. Dang. If you want to email us and tell us every fact you know about P. Diddy so we can give it right to the FBI, do so at junkhousemailbox@gmail.com. We've got direct connections to them. Don't worry.
We know, folks.
Email us. Also, if you are Sharkboy, email me. It's for normal purposes, I swear.
Either Taylor Lautner or the other dude that played him in the other movie.
No, it's got to be Taylor Lautner. If you're Sharkboy, please.
What was that guy's name before we?
Sharkboy, please.
I think the actor.
I'll be normal about it.
Boy. The actor's name was J. Jeffrey Dashna.
Sharkboy, please.
He's in Spy Kids 1.
Please.
Okay, but as we say every week.
Please. It's normal, I swear. Sharkboy!
It's a psychobilly freak out!